Part 1. Delving into the Abyss. After contemplating for several weeks, I made the decision to seek the expertise of a hypnotherapist. Despite harboring uncertainties about this therapeutic approach, desperation drove me to pursue it as a means to liberate myself from the nightly torment of nightmares. Dr. Alexander Grayson, the hypnotherapist, presented as an aged man with a weary countenance, and his eyes held both fatigue and impenetrable wisdom. Silence enveloped his office, punctuated only by the steady ticking of an antique clock on the wall. As Dr. Grayson commenced the hypnosis session, his voice wrapped around me like an encroaching wave of darkness, submerging all my thoughts and emotions. Though initially calm, an unsettling restlessness gripped me as the doctor delved into the depths of my subconscious, memories distorted, as if delicately erased from my mind. "You're delving deep into the dark eyes of your subconscious," pronounced the doctor, his voice carrying a hypnotic cadence. Attempts to articulate were futile, as words clung to my throat. A profound sense of loss overwhelmed me, and I felt the dissolution of myself. Reality ebbed away like grains of sand carried by the wind. Upon opening my eyes, I found myself in an unrecognizable place. The darkness was so dense that only a faint glow in the distance penetrated the obscurity. Proceeding forward almost involuntarily, I was magnetically drawn to the light. As I drew closer, it became apparent that this was not merely a light, but something emerging from the encompassing darkness. Part 2. Confrontation with the impure. Upon reaching the light, I discerned it emanated from an ancient stone altar. Atop the altar rested a creature, a fusion of human and unclean. Its skin bore a pallid gray, akin to that of a deceased person, and its eyes radiated darkness. Cloaked in tattered rags, its body bore tattoos depicting strange and eerie symbols. "You awakened me," intoned the creature, its voice resonating like a bell tolling in the oppressive silence. Now I am free. Attempting to retreat proved futile. Something invisible held me in place. The creature advanced, its eyes shimmering with an ominous light. "You have entered my nightmare world," it whispered, its voice resembling a murmur from a realm bereft of life. "You belong to me." It dawned on me that this being was a manifestation stirred within me during hypnosis, an entity of my subconscious, torn from me and brought to life in this shadowed realm. It began to probe my darkest thoughts, my most sinister desires. I stood exposed before it, akin to standing before a judge scrutinizing all my sins and maladies of the soul. Part 3. Liberation from the Abyss. Weeks transitioned into months, and I became a captive within this nightmarish world. The creature offered no respite. Its presence was an omnipresent force, observing every move and infiltrating every thought. Nightmares, surpassing any imagination, consumed me entirely. The darkness swallowed me whole, and I commenced losing myself in its depths. Yet, on a day teetering on the edge of despair, a voice emerged within, a barely audible whisper amid the darkness. "You can overcome it," it asserted. "You must find the strength within you." Sleepless nights blurred into an unending morass. Each night, I sank into my own fears, and the struggle recommenced. Nightmarish visions and memories of the past haunted me like spectral apparitions, robbing me of sleep. My bedroom transformed into an arena for the battle between my mind and the dark creature. Nights echoed with screams and whispers. The creature sought to break me, fostering doubt in my ability to overcome. However, I remained steadfast. I resolved to explore my fears and pains, delving into the darkest corners of my mind to uncover the key to defeating this malevolence. Night after night, I immersed myself in meditation, exploring the deepest recesses of my soul. I relived my fears repeatedly until I unearthed their origins. With each session, I grew stronger. Clarity infused my thoughts, and I began to comprehend the nature of this being, an aspect of myself, a projection of my darkest and most unsettling emotions. One day, prepared for the battle, I descended back into my nightmares. The creature materialized, its dark eyes gleaming with hatred. This time, I was ready. Utilizing my pains and fears as weapons, I channeled all my anguish into the assault, abandoning doubts and fears. With a fervor previously unknown to me, I attacked the creature, piercing it with my thoughts and feelings like a sword. Finally, at a moment when hope was nearly extinguished, I identified its vulnerability, its own fear and doubt about its power. I targeted that weakness as if striking at its very heart. The creature groaned, dissolving into darkness, its form fading and screams silenced. Upon reopening my eyes, I found myself back in Dr. Grayson's office. His curious gaze suggested he had witnessed something extraordinary. I realized I had conquered the creature, triumphing over my fears and nightmares. The price, however, was steep. I was exhausted and drained, as if having journeyed through hell and back. Several years have elapsed since that nightmarish experience, yet it lingers within me like an unhealed wound. I have evolved, becoming more resilient, yet a shadow of fear persists in my eyes. I understand that the nightmare world remains within, patiently waiting for the opportune moment to resurface and engulf me once again.